Steve Cortes, major consultant at the Trump campaign. He's been closely following the campaign's recount efforts. He was formerly with CNN, made an extremely significant PragerU video on the Charlottesville lie. President tweeted it out. And now I will say, I don't know if I should even, my friend Steve Cortes. Is that okay if I call you a friend?
100. I sure hope you feel that way, because I do. Yes, you're my friend, and we are colleagues in a patriotic fight for truth regarding the Charlottesville lie and other issues, such as finding out the truth about this election. Because, and by the way, when I last spoke to you, I think that was Tuesday when I was on your show, I was starting to give you some of the statistical case of the improbability of Biden's win. After that time, then I was able to get all this on paper, and I published the article at the National Pulse. If listeners want to go to my Twitter, they can see it. But I lay out, I could have given 40 examples, but I gave what I think are the top 4 most compelling statistical improbabilities that tell us that these results are not kosher. Now, look, it is a circumstantial case. I want to be precise here, Dennis, because I think it's important, right? Unlike the left, we should be precise with our language. It is admittedly a circumstantial case. It is not conclusive. However, it is an incredibly compelling circumstantial case that demands that we get to actual proof and actual audited results of these election returns.
I want everyone to know, I'm asking my producer, do we have Steve's piece up? Steve, I want to salute you. I can't imagine, because I write a column every week, so I have an idea what goes into it, but your column entailed so much research. I want to salute you on the achievement of that column, which I wish I could memorize it. I'm serious. I can't. I wish I could.
Well, I put a lot of numbers in there. You know, I'm a Wall Street guy. I'm new to politics. I got into politics with Donald Trump. So, like some of the listeners out there might know me from my previous media life. You know, I've been on TV for a long time, but I used to just talk financial markets and numbers on CNBC. Trump is the one who dragged me into this world of politics. So I still have that kind of a mindset and that kind of an approach. And when I started seeing these returns come in, you know, the trader in me, the market analyst in me was saying, wait a second, this fact pattern doesn't fit, right? Because what we're seeing are anomalies that are taking place all over the place and only in exactly the right places. That's what's also so damning. So, for example, what I mean by that, Dennis, let's get statistical about it. Incredibly high turnout for Joe Biden, massively outpacing even Barack Obama's turnout, okay, in cities, in swing states, but not in comparable cities in non-swing states. In other words, largely tracking Obama or underperforming even Obama or Hillary in those states, but then in exactly the places he needed it. And let me give you a real specific example to put numbers on it. In Milwaukee turnout was 84%. Now, that alone is a very hard number for us to believe, okay, just on its own. But in comparison, I compared in the article to Cleveland, which was, somewhat of a swing state, but not really, right? We ended up winning Ohio rather, easily. Cleveland, very similar city, similar size, very similar demographic breakdown. If you've been to the two places, they even look alike, okay? Cities on a lake, mid-sized Midwestern cities on a lake. Cleveland turnout was 51%.
Wow.
Much more believable.
Wow.
51 versus 84.
Oh, my God. Is that suggestive at the least? Oh.
At the least.
It takes your breath away.
Right.
84%, I just want to say, 84% is approaching Saddam Hussein numbers.
It is. By the way, in Australia, and we don't have to go those tyrannical countries, but you're right. But Australia, okay, is a country where it is mandatory to vote.
You're fined if you don't vote.
And you are fined, yes, and they enforce it, by the way. The turnout there, 92%. So you're telling me that the state of Wisconsin on the whole, by the way, was higher than Milwaukee. State of Wisconsin on the whole was 90%. And by the way, I'm taking a lot of grief online from a lot of actors who are telling me that it's not 90 but they're using a number of total potential eligible voters. I'm saying of registered voters, here's the actual number. 3.6 million registered voters in Wisconsin, 3.3 million
Well, what was
up.
the turnout? I think this is somewhat important. What was the turnout in 2016 in Wisconsin?
That I don't have the top of my head. And I know it was high. Wisconsin is a very high turnout state. But I do know that it was high.
All right, so that I think would be an important number to get. Maybe you could look it up during the break. I'll be back with Steve Cortes in a moment.